Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For everybody that's new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news and news in the space in general. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. I was going to say, which kind of tripped me up, is we're at a new time this morning, and I'm actually it's nice starting early because I know my kids aren't up. They're not gonna like bombard me on the stream, but yeah, it's weird. It's very weird getting up this early. And let's see who's in the chat. Actually, more people than I was expecting. Broskis, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Leo Lustig, good morning. Steven Cicero, perfect. Andrew Masad, Lawnmower Man, good to see you. Good to see you, sir. We have all set. Dom G, Leo Lustig, I think I already said that. Let's see. Mr. Matt Electron, good morning, sir. Good morning. I know it's early for you. Tevin, good to see you. Crypto Bedell, good morning, sir. Because my kids go to school now, so that's why I had to start early. Yeah, new time. It's gonna be hopefully we're gonna see how this works. The only thing that sucks about this time is the news stuff really isn't out yet, so it's kind of like recapping the day before type deal, and if there's anything new in the meantime, like in the evening to the morning, you know, so it is what it is. Anyways, let's get into it. We got Bitcoin 55,490 bucks over here. We got Ethereum at 23.24. BNB is at 507 if anybody cares. We have Solana 130 bucks. ADA's at 34 cents. XRP at 53 cents. Let's see Caspa, look at this, down to 15 cents. Bruh. Terrible, but it's a good buying opportunity, just saying. LTC at $60. Let's see, ETC at 18 bucks. Near Protocol over here is at $3.91. I have been investing into that one. Dogecoin is at, damn, it's under 10 cents, 9.8 to be exact. BitTensor over here, 262 bucks. That could be a good buy, actually. I don't know where you can actually buy it, but if you guys do, let me know in the chat. Toncoin, $5.09. Let's see, Fetch AI, I believe that's what this one is, or I think they changed the name to like artificial something. Anyways, $1.15. Let's see, nothing else really jumping out at me, to be honest. Nothing jumping out at me. All right, let's jump over to crypto bubbles. I kind of got to speed through this. I only have an hour today, so we're gonna have to again, we're testing the new time, see how this works. Let's see, buy Radiant before Bitmain does. You know what, I heard there is some new Bitmain or actually Ice River Radiant miners as well coming out, just a bunch of Radiant ASICs, so we're gonna have to see what happens there. Yeah, if there's any links you want me to show, please, Crypto KJ, throw them in the chat. I know the RX0, I believe, I can go to Ice River's website and check that one out, but the other ones, if there's any other ones, please share it in the chat. All right, let's see, FTM over here on crypto bubbles. This is Phantom up to 44 cents, up 8.5% today. We have BitTorrent up 8.3%. Seems to be those two are the winners of the day. Let's see, Toncoin up 6.7%, $5.08. Like I said, BitTensor over here 7.8% up on the day, 262. Sats is actually down 5.6%. Let's see, Sui's actually down as well, 5.3% to 92 cents. Anything that's decimal points, I don't usually read it because, to be honest, yeah, that's like trying to read backwards, and no, not doing that. Not doing tenths and hundreds and thousands of pennies. Doesn't really make any sense. Let's see, Arweave 6.7% up on the day. That's Aave. Sorry, I said Arweave. Aave, $135. Man, it's early. You can tell it's early. I'm tripping over everything. All right, Flashbang Fear and Greed Index, jumping over here. We're looking like a 26. You know what's funny? I opened this tab because I keep this thing open. I put my computer to sleep, and it didn't move. The needle didn't move at all when I hit refresh. So last week it was 26, and today it is 26. It says yesterday was Fear at 29, but yeah, the needle stayed exactly where it was, where I left off last week when I stopped streaming for a little bit. Obviously, if you guys don't know, in Discord, right, I told you guys what was going on, but my wife was been sick, kids started school, I had company here for the week. It was a shit show last week, so that's why I've been kind of, you know, MIA, but hopefully things will be back to normal today. At least that's the plan. All right, moving on. CoinGecko over here, we have top 10 coins by coin market cap. Again, over on CoinGecko, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lido Staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Troncoin in 10th place. Perfect. We have Toncoin over here in 11th place. Tron, by the way, is at a $13.3 billion market cap. Ton in 11th place is at a 12.8, and Cardano is at a $12.1 billion market cap. We have, let's see, let's scroll down a little bit. Litecoin, you guys know I like to look at these these coins that are like 80% down are the ones that I really am kind of getting into, right? Litecoin 24th over here on the list. It's at a $4.5 billion market cap. We get Near Protocol in 25th place at a 4.3. Caspa at a $3.7 billion market cap. Again, these three coins, in my opinion, are good ones to invest in. Not financial advice. Don't take financial advice from, you know, people on YouTube. That's just foolish, but that's what I do, right? All my stuff is anything that's under or over, sorry, 80% down, right? Around 80% is what I like to invest in from their all-time high. Near Protocol is pretty close to that, I believe. Yeah, 80% exactly about 2 years ago. And then same thing with Caspa. Caspa's the only real exception, right? This one's never seen a bull run, and yes, that's why I have high hopes for it. Andrew Masad, let's see, said, but you have over 100k subs. I don't know why you said that, but thank you, I appreciate it. I don't know why you said that. Perfect. I must have missed something. Let's see if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the chat. Ice River RX0 back in stock on Ice River site. Oh, is it really? Interesting. Well, if you want 1.5% off, I know code CHUMP works over there, so feel free to use that. It gets me like $5 and it gives you guys 1.5% off or something. I don't know, but whatever. All right, ETC, I think this is going to be a good one as well. $18 as of right now. It's really low actually, and again, it's 80% or more down. So this is one of the coins that I have invested in quite a bit, and I actually have a decent bag of it, so I'm just kind of floating this one, and my main focus right now is on getting Near Protocol, Cardano, and Caspa. Those are my three that I'm like really kind of looking into, but again, or investing into rather, not really looking into. Cardano is another one I did not click on, but you can see this one's 80% down as well. It's actually 89% down about 3 years ago, and they're doing a lot of shit in the background, so it's kind of I think it's gonna go far. This is my opinion. All right, let's see what is Radiant looking like, because the new miners coming out. RXD over here is actually down 1.4% today. So the only I think the real saving grace here for Radiant, I mean, I don't really know much about the project personally, but the market cap's stupid low, right? It's only 17 million. It's really not that crazy. So for ASICs to come out, it's kind of, I mean, hey, you could make your money back if there's a nice pump. Let's see over the past year. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's, let's see. Oh, it's 80% down over the last year. Wow. You know what? This could be one of those coins. You could make some money on it, to be honest. If it's 80, anything that's like 80% down typically comes back at least half of that, right? Even if it's still, if you get in now and it's still down 40%, you still made, you know, a decent amount off of it. So I don't know, you guys do what you want. I wouldn't be jumping on miners right now personally. I would just be investing into the coin. That's just me. But I mean, hey, listen, if you have a low electric rate and you guys want to get this stuff, let me just go check. Is it iceriver.io? I think it is. It's actually really cheap too. $400. That's it. 260 gigahash at 100 watts. How profitable is that? All right, we're gonna get into the mining segment of things, as you guys know, but let me see. Mining pool stats dot stream. RXD. They have a calculator here. They do. What was it? 260 gigahashes. Is that right? $11 a day. Wow. Look at that. 7,400 Radiant. God damn. That's not bad. That could be way worse. That's not bad at all, actually. I mean, if that lasts, if it stays there. Interesting. How many of you guys jumped on this? Let me know. How many of you guys jumped on it? You know what? The cool thing about Ice River, right? The cool thing about Ice River is the fact that their miners are fairly cheap, where you skirt like import taxes. You don't have to deal with that. I mean, at least in the US, right? It's like under $800. You don't get hit. But if you like bought this one, the ALO, right? $7.99. You could use code CHUMP. Will get you down a little bit. But if you buy a PSU with it, you're screwed. You're gonna get hit with tariffs because it's gonna be over $800 on the total purchase, right? So what your best option is to do, if you're gonna buy anything close to $800, buy that with a code. Get it under the $800 and then buy the PSU separately, please. Okay, please. Like, because you're gonna be paying like an extra couple $100 and you don't want to pay that, right? So That's that. Oh God, look at this. The ultra, what?
Bruh.
The KS0 Ultra is $129. I leave for a week and everything went to shit. What is happening? What is happening? Oh my God, 400 gigahashes, 100 watts, $129. That's crazy. That's wild. I would just buy the Casper, please. I mean, but this is really cheap. This is like a good, like, get into, like, if you want to get into mining, you want to tinker a bit. Yeah, that's pretty cheap. That's really cheap. 129 bucks. I mean, you spend more on dinner, to be honest. So to each his own, do what you want. All right, let's really get into the mining segment of things now. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff. The Dragon Ball Miner A11. Actually, hold on. Is this, I heard a short from Crypto Mikkel, I believe. I think it was Crypto Mikkel. Shout out to him, my man. Perfect. He dropped something saying that the actually there's probably a bunch of people talking about it, but the entity or something ended up being this Dragon Ball Miner company. Is that true? Am I wrong? Please tell me if I'm misspeaking. But damn, the Radiant Miner is at the top of the charts. $164 a day at 3.2 terahashes for 2300 watts. Holy shit. Perfect. Dan R, good morning, sir. Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. It's early, new time, tripping over my words. You're just in time, man. Thanks for being here. We got the AL1 Pro, the lithium miner over here, 16.6 terahashes, 3730 for wattage. Again, mining lithium, $138. This thing was over 1,000. Oh, it was actually the one below it, the 15.6 terahash unit. It was over $1,000 a day. Look where it's at now. I said last week, well, I actually said it a month ago, I would be shocked if it was half of what it was when I made a short and it was like $300 a day. It is now under half of that, and these units have just got shipped to your door, apparently, or some of them are still in shipment, or people are starting to get them, right? Lithium's hash rate's probably fucking wild right now. Let's see. Let's see. Bam. 8 petahash. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Uh-oh. 8 petahashes. God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, things are exploding, guys. Look at this. Everything's just going up. All these lithium hash rates, insane. What are you gonna do? Not much you can do. Where am I at? What am I doing? All right, over here. Let's go back again. The AL1 15.6 terahash unit, 130 bucks a day. Damn. We have the Dragon Ball Miner A40. What the hell is that? 3.3 terahash, 1600 watts, $25 a day. Weird. 25 and a half. We get a KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit over here, making $16.79 a day. We got the L9 16 gigahash unit over here, making $16.65 a day. This is mining Dogecoin and Litecoin. Again, I think you can mine bells on this as well, so you can be triple mining here. Interesting, very interesting to see all these new miners that I was not expecting all of this morning. Let's see. I bought more ultras because all of this, Charlie, I'm trying to follow what you're saying. I bought more ultras because all of this suspicious. What do you mean? I'm sorry, trying to follow. I'm trying to follow. Tevin says cool name though. Cool name though. I don't know what you said before that, but oh, the A40. Yeah, I don't know why it's, or maybe it's the A40. Is it the A40? Probably saying it wrong. Let's see. I wonder if DB A11s have to have 2 sets of chips, sorry, like RXD on one hash board and one hash board on a lithium. Ooh, that would be kind of cool, actually. That would be kind of cool. Are you saying if you could mine 2 different coins on, like, one on each board? That'd be pretty neat, actually. Okay, sorry, peeps. RX0 is a fact. Sold out on Ice River for some reason. It's showing in stock on my screen. You know what? I saw... Hold on, let me go. Yeah, it is sold out. Sold. Damn, man, they must have ripped through these things. I mean, it's 400 bucks. It's a pretty good gamble, right? But at the same time, like, what if you just put $400 into Radiant? You just bought the Radiant. If you, like, you know, were into that coin. By the way, Radiant, you can actually hold it on Tangem. That's the only reason I'm kind of interested in getting some now. But I don't know. I don't know if they have the swap feature yet. I don't think they do. So that's it. They sold out in 24 hours. This Crypto KJ. Damn. The Ice River RX0. That's this guy right here we're talking about. 260 gigahashes, making $13 a day. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. AlphaPex DG1 over here. It's the Dogecoin Litecoin miner. $12.22 a day. We got the KS5. I'm just gonna skip down a little bit. KS5M 15 terahash unit making $9.23 a day. I wonder, did these units come down quite a bit? Let's check real quick. Ice River KS5M. Damn, that's cheap. I mean, I don't think you guys should buy these. Please don't. Just take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't jump on any of this shit. 3,299 bucks. Wasn't this thing like a minivan? The cost of a minivan? Or am I wrong? I swear to God, these are so expensive. That's crazy. Insane. Man. I swear, you step away for like a week and everything is just so twisted. All right, let's see. Gold Shell AL Box 2 Plus over here, 1 terahash unit. This is the unit that has the PSU integrated in it. I actually should be getting one of these in the next couple weeks to do a review on it. 480 watts, $7.75 a day. Man, like, where is the AL Box 2? Right here, 720 gigahashes. Man, $5.54 a day.
Bruh.
Jeez. That's terrible. These things were making $40 a day. I have to go back and look at lithium. Let me see. How's lithium doing? It's exactly where it was last week. Exactly where it was when I left. It's $1.60. Man, I really hope that this thing has another run up. I really do. It just sucks because the people that are mining and selling directly, like me, it's not going to help the price appreciation at all on that coin. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. The Gold Shell AL Box, the original one, 360 gigahashes over here at 180 watts. It's like very hard to be unprofitable at such low wattage, but it's only making $2.77 a day. The people that freaking paid out the ass for these, I feel for you. I definitely feel for you.
Fuck, dude, spit on that thing.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We got the Gold Shell EKA1M 5.5 terahashes, $2 a day on this thing. Man, they came out like 6 months too late with that unit. Again, I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to like catch up on life today because this is a lot of new stuff and a lot of down in the market. It's pretty terrible actually. I don't even want to look at this anymore. Gold Shell Mini Doge 3 Plus over here. Look at this, 810 mega hashes. You're making 5 cents a day. Oh wait, you know what? This is at 12 cents. Son of a bitch. Is it 12 cents? Let me see. No, it's at 10. All right, good. It's at 10. If it was at 12, it'd be way worse. Yeah, no, it's at 10. All right. Anyways, moving on. Let's look at GPUs. Hopefully GPUs get some more oomph for us today. We got Block X over here. Looks like that's on the top of the charts for almost everything. Crazy. All right, Block X, Nexa, the 4090 and Xano. We got Ironfish and Graham in Block X and Ravencoin. Interesting. That's the highest revenue for 24 hours is Ravencoin. Huh. The 4080 Super. We got Grin on the 4070 Ti as well as Block X. Interesting. Block X and Graham on the 3070. Conflux and Nice Hash Pyron Hash. Such a tongue twister. 30 on the 3070. Let's see. We got XNA and the Block X on the 90HX as well as Ravencoin. So yeah, it seems like you guys got pretty much those 3-4 coins all the way down. We got Zealous on the 4070 over here. Flux on the 4060 Ti. I'm just gonna pick out the ones that are like different, right? Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so you guys got a few things to pick from. Ironfish and Graham, I'm still shocked that one's still holding with 4060, as well as Flux and Zealous on that one. Not too bad. Dynex on the 1070.
Bruh.
1070, people still have those? People still mining those? You're losing 3 cents a day. What's happening? All right, that's it. I'm done. I give up. Quit. Stream's over. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into the news segment of things. It's too early for this shit. Oh, what in the hell did I just click on? What in the hell did I just click on? What? Oh, I hate this. Hold on, I gotta go back now. All right, and that is not where I was. That is not what I was on. Son of a bitch. I had a different clip, and now I gotta find it. You guys can give me a minute. I don't know what that big old was from that lady, but I don't think it's what you dirty perverts are thinking. All right, let's see. Told you, it's early. All right. Music's done. Let's listen to some news. This is 2 days ago. I want to see what I missed, right? We're at a point where the Fed could engineer a soft landing, says Fundstrat's Tom Lee. I like to hear what he has to say over here on CNBC television. Let's do it.
It takes us to our talk of the tape, the road ahead for stocks. Definitely gotten bumpier. The question now is, are there too many potholes to get around? Let's ask Tom Lee. He's managing partner, head of research at Fundstrat, also a CNBC contributor, and also here live at Post 9. Welcome back.
Great to see you, Scott.
What's going on here, Tom?
Well, it's been a rough week. I mean, this September first 4 days, we're down 4%. It's actually one of the 5th worst Septembers since 1928, so it's pretty bad. I don't think there's actually a lot of fundamental arguments for why stocks are down this much, but I think we've pulled forward seasonality. This September to November period last year was really tough. Historically, it's tough, and I wonder if markets are going risk off early.
So you believe in the soft landing story. You said there's no fundamental reason for this. This is a debate over soft landing versus something worse. Market seems to be tilting towards something worse. You say no.
I'm going to bump this up.
Yeah, the reason I don't think it's something worse, and we don't know, is that the jobs added was better than July. Remember, July was the hard landing fears because it was such a weak number, and in fact, the number of industries adding jobs jumped to 53%. That's the best in 6 months, and the unemployment rate fell. So I think we're at a point where the Fed could engineer a soft landing, and that's why 2 weeks from now it's going to be important.
50, 25, does it matter to you?
I think it's going to be how the market interprets either number, because there can be such thing as a dovish 50 or a hawkish 50 or a panicked 50, even a hawkish 25. So I think the reality is the Fed is on a cutting cycle. That's really a good catalyst for rotation. Interest rates are going to fall, and it's going to help industries like housing, autos, credit cards come out of this recession. So I think it's good news when they start cutting.
Okay. What's happening in tech? We said that the NASDAQ's down more than 5% this week. We're having the worst week in about 18 months, and the tech sector itself is off more than 7 on the week. What's going on with that trade?
Tech, I think, revealed its hand last week because NVIDIA had a good number, but it fell. So when stocks fall on good news, it's either a crowded trade or something bad could be coming. And then, of course, they've led the downside this week. I think it is part of this pull forward the seasonality because people want to de-risk, and tech is a big holding. But I think on the margin, there could also be a political aspect to this. Trump's probability of winning actually increased this week in the betting markets and in the polls. And I know investors think he'll be tough on China, which would be bad for semis. So I think part of this could be fears that a Trump gaining is bad for semis.
What if there's just too much priced into these stocks at this point? Valuations have gotten a little too rich, even if they're the greatest stocks in the world, which you've made the argument that, in fact, they are, that this is the place you want to be, maybe more than any other. And what if that's true and the multiples still don't make sense?
I think it's possible. In NVIDIA's last 10 years of history, there have been 30% drawdowns, almost 8 times of similar magnitude. Its PE, NVIDIA's forward PE, was actually higher at the bottom of those drawdowns. Right now, NVIDIA's forward PE is in the mid-20s. So to me, this looks like a normal profit taking. Maybe it takes NVIDIA down to the 90s, but I think 2 years from now, that's really going to be a gift.
So when you look at all of these, are you a buyer on the dip? Are you urging people who read your research and listen to you here and elsewhere to do that?
We're close to that point because let's say we thought that there would be a 7 to 10%, the risk of a 7 to 10% drawdown between now and November. We're almost down 5% now. I think next week we could be within that point of where we pulled forward that entire correction into the month of September. So I think we're close to the point where, I wouldn't be a seller here, and I think the lower range of the S&P's 5,400, 5,350, we're almost there now.
You think the move from August 5th to, let's say, September 5th was justified? Was it too much? Was it built on reality? What do you think?
It's hard to know. I know that there was panic that caused that 3-day drawdown, and the VIX spiked to 66, so we know that there was panic. But we also know there was a ton of cash on the sidelines already into August that was put to work. And I think part of this was a liquidity move because we know the yen was highly correlated with that move. And it's kind of happening again. The yen's turned strong and it's been putting pressure on stocks.
Interesting. The chat, Dan R said, or Nancy Pelosi is trading. Made me laugh in the middle of talking. All right, market uncertainty due to election poses buying opportunities. Let's see what they got to say again over here on CNBC television. It's kind of a follow-up of the last one.
Dan, you've been pretty positive on the markets. Is what Tom, the case that he made, does that make sense to you?
I like to make a habit on the show of disagreeing with everything everybody says. Tom knows that very well. I agree with almost everything he said.
But what is this then in the market? What is it? Is it just a growth scare and this too shall pass?
My old friend Nate Rogoff used to say sometimes stocks go up and sometimes stocks go down. And we're in one of those periods where after a terrific rally, certainly after what happened with Japan, stocks are correcting somewhat, not unjustifiably so. We've had a good rally. But I will echo a point that Tom made on the political front. Tom talked about Trump's odds in the polls. On September 15th, the date of September 15th was the day that the odds of Trump winning the overall election hit its peak. The stock market today, the stock market subsequently peaked on July 16th, the next day. We have not made a new high since then. So I'm not making the whole stock markets at the whim of political polls, but I think given the tax implications of the TCJA, of unrealized gains, et cetera, there's probably something going on in markets right now that does have a political tilt to it.
We think there's going to be, Court, much more volatility, if nothing else, between now and election day, which is 60 days away.
There can be. I mean, we've had a pretty unvolatile year this year, like historically speaking, and especially as you lead up to an election, you can see some volatility because we're kind of at that stage in the election cycle where both candidates are going to have these grand ideas of what they want to do and these changes they want to make. But realistically, a lot of that's going to get watered down, whoever does get in office, which is why you get some volatility with nervousness as you lead up to the election. But regardless of who wins the election, it does tend to be a good thing for the stock markets over the long run. So I think if there's volatility, you want to take advantage of that as a buying opportunity. It's not something you want to get out of. And I'm hearing that a lot from clients. Like, should I get out till the election? No, you just want to use these opportunities if they arise.
What happens, Dan, if everything that the three of you say is correct? And this is just a growth scare. Things are going to be just fine. But the price is still wrong of the market. That earnings are not going to be as robust as the market would like to believe, even if we have a soft landing, and therefore the price is wrong. And that's what is being recalibrated as we speak.
Well, listen, I'm not going to break any news by saying if the price is wrong, stocks will go down. I think what we would argue and have been arguing and are arguing is that the price is right. I was asked the other day.
Every time I hear somebody say the price is wrong, I always think of that moment in Happy Gilmore when Adam Sandler punches that guy from The Price is Right. What was his name? Bob something. I forget his last name.
About is the market incorrectly pricing in a soft landing or something like that. But when you look at the data in front of you, we're, at least for now, we're getting it. It's happening. Unemployment's going up a little bit. Some of it is the immigration story. Some of
Bob Barker, that was it. He's like, the price is wrong, bitch.
As people are losing their jobs, wages are coming a bit off the boil. Companies are telling you, consumers, particularly in the packaged goods space, have had enough of increased prices. So some of the consumer confidence. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, but largely speaking, it's commensurate with a slowdown off an extremely accelerated economy in the back half of last year. And just on that front, I would just note for the viewer at home who hears all the time, the economy's slowing, the economy's slowing. The economy slowed in the middle of 2006. Stocks went on to make a new high into the end of 2007. Obviously, something happened afterwards, but in the interim, stocks went higher. Stocks slowed down in the middle of 2012, in the end of 2012. 2013, for any of us that were there, was a phenomenal year for stocks on the back of that slowdown. Just because the economy slows down doesn't mean the stock market has to necessarily slow down. They don't automatically go together.
Nobody passed out, Tom, the handbook that says, hey, this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of what the soft landing looks and feels like. So we're not exactly sure what to make of the little softer report here, maybe a little stronger report there, another softer one here. We're jumping to conclusions, figuring that maybe the soft landing story is in doubt.
That's right. I think there is soft landing fears, but I think the bigger fear would be a credit event. I just don't think there's a lot of leverage in corporates. We know household leverage and debt service ratios are still 40% below they were at the last cycle peak. So I think there's a lot of room for credit to expand, and capital spending has been muted. So to me, I think the soft landing still has a lot more arguments versus a hard landing, which is, we've overspent.
What about the buy the dip idea, Court? Tom says, I wouldn't sell tech.
Always
likes a lot of these other parts
dip.
of the market, as you clearly heard. Even suggesting, these tech stocks are attractive with this sell-off.
Yeah, and I do agree with that, because I think when you look at even in the earnings growth with the Mag 7, you're still seeing robust growth there, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily keep up with some of those underperformers. Like you brought up small caps, and I actually do agree with this, where when you look at Q3, Q4 earnings, those are actually likely going to be accelerating at a faster pace in some of these other areas of the market. So a lot of people, I would say probably 90% of the people who come to us within the last year are much more overexposed to tech than they even realize, because they say, oh, I have NVIDIA and I have Apple and Google, but I also have this growth fund and this tech fund. It's all owning the same thing. You own way too much of it. You just want to make sure with new money you're adding, just make sure you're better diversified, because if the rally broadens, you want to take advantage of the broad rally, not just the Mag 7.
Let me also say about NVIDIA.
Yeah, she's not wrong. I mean, diversification's good, and obviously don't spend more than you can afford to lose on stocks and stuff, but when everything's down, it's like, again, that's why I go for like 80% stuff, right? It's kind of more of a sure thing, but stocks are a different animal.
Those stocks. Like, what are you supposed to pay for a stock that's growing revenue at 400%, growing net income and EPS at 300, whatever the exact numbers are, at multiple 100%? What are you supposed to pay for that? And that, except obviously Google has some regulatory issues right now, and Apple is sort of an island unto itself from the growth standpoint. But for the rest of those names, Microsoft, et cetera, what are you supposed to pay for those stocks? They're supposed to trade at a premium. And to Tom's point, again, for the millionth time, we're not a particularly large tech investor, but when those stocks sell off, so when you're trading at 30 or 40 times forward in the case of some of these names, you're going to get 8, 10, 30% drops. It doesn't mean the fundamental story for them has changed. And more importantly, Tom makes we've all made this point a zillion times, but Tom brought it up again. The rest of the market, not screamingly unattractive, certainly in an environment where the economy still continues to grow, and most importantly, we haven't mentioned it once, amazingly 17 minutes into the show, the Fed's about to reduce interest rates for, to borrow a phrase from The Bachelorette, the right reasons, hopefully, as opposed to the wrong reasons.
Interesting. All right, let's move on to Crypto World, CNBC television. This was on Friday, so I'm trying to actually I think those two clips were too. I'm just trying to again catch up from things that I missed last week, and again that's kind of the downfall of going early. There's no new news out yet to watch. So Bitcoin and Ether head for a second week of losses. He's obviously going to recap the price then, but I think it's pretty close to the same exact price as of right now. Again, Bitcoin 55 and Ethereum at 23. So let's see if this would play.
Today, Bitcoin plummets to $54,000 to end the week. The founder of the largest tech buyout firm in the world, Thoma Bravo's founder, says he'll never touch crypto again following the disastrous bet on FTX. And Hong
people living in the past.
Fang, the president of crypto exchange OKX, weighs in on what's driving the crypto sell-off.
I'm never going to invest in crypto again because of FTX. Like,
bruh. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Now, crypto prices sinking to end the week after this morning's jobs report showed August payrolls grew by a less than expected 142,000. Now, the unemployment rate, however, ticked down to 4.2% as anticipated. Now, while concerns of a slowing labor market pushed prices lower today, the data does clear the way for the Fed to lower rates later this month as anticipated. That move, though, could impact crypto prices further. Now, by noon Eastern, Bitcoin and Ether dropped 3.5%, with Bitcoin falling to $54,000, and Solana fell 2% to about $128. For the week, crypto's in the red as of noon, with Bitcoin and Ether both down more than 8%. The two cryptocurrencies on pace for back-to-back weekly losses, with Bitcoin heading for its 5th negative week in the past 6. Okay, let's talk about the top stories for today. A key executive at the blockchain firm Ripple is among several signers of a letter endorsing Kamala Harris for president. Chris Larson, Ripple's co-founder and executive chairman, joined 88 corporate leaders in signing the letter, which was exclusively shared with CNBC. Now, other high-profile signers include Yelp CEO Jeremy Stoppelman, former 21st Century Fox CEO James Murdoch, and Snap chairman Michael Linton. The group argues that Harris would continue to advance fair and predictable policies that support the rule of law, stability, and a sound business environment if she were president. The purpose of the short letter with the long list of signers is to serve as a well-timed political show of support for Harris, who is locked in a very tight race against Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. A reminder that the first presidential debate between the two is just days away. Meantime, Trump, who has recently taken on a pro-crypto...
You know, it's kind of funny, though. I called Ripple a soft porn last week because it gets you all excited and then it does nothing. And now they endorsed Kamala Harris, which, was it CNBC that called... I don't remember who it was, actually. It was either Fox Business or CNBC, but somebody called her the original Hawk Tuah girl, which was kind of hysterical.
Stance has been getting the support from big crypto names, including the Winklevoss twins, after his campaign announced in May that it would accept crypto donations. Next, Orlando Bravo, who runs the largest tech buyout firm in the world, says he's no longer investing in the crypto industry. Now, the founder and managing partner of Thoma Bravo made the revelation on CNBC's Squawk on the Street yesterday, saying he and his company are permanently out of crypto after the collapse of FTX. A little more than 3 years ago, Bravo called FTX the most cutting-edge, sophisticated cryptocurrency exchange in the world.
So that's on them for looking stupid. That doesn't, like...
Thoma Bravo helped lead a $900 million investment in the company at a valuation of $18 billion. But in late 2022, of course, FTX spiraled into bankruptcy, and the crypto exchange's founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, is now in the early days of serving a 25-year prison sentence for the massive fraud and conspiracy that led to the company's collapse.
So they obviously over-leveraged into FTX, and that wasn't a good move on their part. That's like, what?
Once you make a mistake, and once you get burned on something, our philosophy and my philosophy is you never touch it again.
Or you just learn from your mistake and don't be stupid. You don't like get into bed with somebody you just met. Well, maybe, I guess, if you're at a bar, but it's a totally different scenario here. This is investing, all right? It's different.
And if it turns out that you missed a big boom, personally, I'm a believer in blockchain. I think it's a powerful way of doing many things and for many use cases. And I've always believed that. From an investment standpoint, you know, after you make a mistake, we kind of move on.
Yeah, stay broke, buddy. That's it. Shout out to DJ, my man. That's exactly what he would say, KJ.
Perfect.
Bravo has emerged as a giant in the tech industry because of several multi-billion-dollar software buyouts in recent years. The firm, which was founded in 2008, now oversees about $160 billion in assets. Last, PitchBook just dropped a new report on crypto VC funds, revealing that even though the past 2 years have been tumultuous for crypto fundraising, signs of a recovery are starting to emerge. Now, the report notes that the median fund size has increased this year, up more than 65% to $41.3 million. According to PitchBook, the rise of mid-sized crypto VC funds, which are worth $100 million to $500 million, reflects a strategic adaptation to market challenges. The report notes that the crypto VC landscape has experienced significant fundraising fluctuations, with 2022 reaching an all-time high of $23.7 billion raised, almost doubling 2021's total. But then in 2023 saw a sharp decline, with fundraising dropping by nearly 90%. PitchBook notes that the time between fundraisers and the duration to close funds have both been lengthened from 2021 to 2024, which reflects increased caution amongst investors. The financial data provider warns that the crypto fundraising environment will stay tough as the market recovers, adding that without significant returns to limited partners, experienced crypto investors will likely stay cautious, while newer LPs might be attracted to trending narratives like the integration of crypto and AI. All right, back to markets for our main story. Crypto World's Jordan Smith spoke with Hong Feng, president of the crypto exchange OKX, about what's driving crypto prices as fresh economic data rolled in this morning and whether institutions are staying on the sidelines.
Let's start with markets this week. We got another week of losses for Bitcoin and Ether. Both are down when I last checked between 7 and 9% since last Friday. JP Morgan put out a report saying that the crypto market is lacking near-term catalysts that will really drive prices higher. What's your reaction to that and the price moves that we've seen in the past few days and weeks? What's it going to take to break this sideways and downward trend of crypto?
Yeah, I do think that if you look at near-term dynamics, there is a lot of flow that are being influenced by macro news. There was new information around the weaker labor market. I think there are a lot of expectation or speculation around a rate cut because of the weaker economy and weaker labor markets that people are seeing. So I think that does affect crypto prices as well. As we all know that there is a lot more institutional participation, ETF participation in the broader crypto space, particularly for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that is affecting the near-term price. It is definitely a risk-on asset for a lot of the new customers.
Zarkov makes a good point. He said, imagine if the narrative was BTC was on sale instead of BTC is down. And that's really the way you should look at it on your own. But yeah, no, I agree.
Investors. But I also think that the fundamental value proposition for Bitcoin is unchanged. I think if you look at the new user inflow on exchanges from institutional side, from the retail side, that trend continues. We continue to see new customers coming in, onboarding with us, both on retail side and on institutional side. We recently did a research paper on institutional landscape and interest, and there is a strong interest. 70% of the institutional investors are actually showing interest and say that they want to actually allocate toward Bitcoin within the next 2 or 3 years. So I think there's a lot of long-term confidence in this. I think we just need a little bit more catalyst near term, and also honestly, I think it's ongoing education for people to understand what this is about. So yeah, that's my point of view.
Yeah. I want to go back to something you said about institutional adoption and pair it with this conversation around ETFs. You made the point that you're talking to people who are looking at it at a 1 year, 2 year, 5 year horizon. And when I look at ETFs, a lot of people were really anticipating $100 billion, $150 billion of assets under management by the end of the year. And so far, we just haven't seen that sort of momentum there. Where do you think Wall Street and institutions are in their thinking? Is it just, we're on the sidelines until we get away from some of this macroeconomic uncertainty, and then we'll really take another look at crypto? Or is it more of, to your point, an educational gap? Because, we've talked about educational gaps in crypto for a while, but it's been around for 15 years now. So how much of an educational gap is there? What is the thinking for institutions?
I think from an institutional perspective, what we see is that this year, over the last 12 months, there's a pretty big change in mindset and level of acceptance from institutional customers, both because of regulatory evolution as well as ETF approval. So yes, the ETF inflow and outflow, the net flow may fluctuate. Initially it started very strong, and then we started to see outflow. I think over the last few days, it's actually net outflow as well. But it doesn't mean that institutions are not adding their position. I think we always see news where some institutions coming out and say we are actually accumulating Bitcoin, to people's surprise. So generally speaking, I think institutional investors are more sophisticated investors. They, even if when they have a long position, they do not just go ahead and buy, right? They actually made a calculated move, and they talk about it after making the move. So I do think that what we are seeing from our conversation with customers, from the actual activity, the institutional interest is still there. It's more short-term trading.
Let's talk about a little bit more about the economy and sort of where Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies fit into an investment strategy. There have been a lot of claims made about where Bitcoin or other crypto fits in a strategy as a hedge against inflation or a way to avoid economic uncertainty like we're seeing right now. It seems like not one of those narratives have borne out exactly. It's been a number of different examples in where crypto could fit. But where do you think crypto fits in this environment right now without some specific strategy?
I think for any investors who care about long-term value, it is very hard not to think about Bitcoin unless you don't really know about it or do not actually want to spend time understanding it. If you actually spend time to research and learn about it, I think it's very hard to not have an allocation toward Bitcoin, because it does provide that long-term inflation hedge. It also provides a geopolitical hedge to some extent, depending on which jurisdiction you are at this point. And it's borderless as well, right? People actually talk about, having Bitcoin or Ethereum as an alternative for people, for example, in countries where there's more capital control, they cannot get capital out of those countries. Traditionally, they use, wallet, watch, or cruise ship to move wealth out of a country, but now they have Bitcoin. So I do think that demand is there. I think the institutional education has some of it has been done by the ETF approval, but that I think will continue. You also see big corporate starting to allocate Bitcoin. Allocating to Bitcoin from their treasury fund as well, not just crypto exchanges, but normal corporations. So I think that trend is kind of ongoing. Retail, the same thing. But probably from a retail education perspective, really depends on how much pain people feel in their everyday life, and I think that pain index is probably a direct nudge to in the education front from a retail perspective.
Let's shift to OKX. Your company obviously weathered the worst of the crypto winter. We moved back to some sort of bullishness for the space, regardless of what prices are doing right now. How is OKX doing in this environment, and how are you feeling about adoption in the industry, as you talked a little bit about earlier?
Yeah, for us, we really look at it from a long-term perspective. To be honest, even in the normal concept of bear market, I don't think what we have been doing have been much different from what we have been doing in a bull market, which is really focused on building product, building infrastructure, building the global infrastructure from product perspective, legal and compliance perspective, people perspective, so that we can actually properly offer the right set of product to different people in different jurisdiction in that local scenario. So, which actually takes an immense amount of time and resources. It takes a long time. It took us a few years to settle down in Europe. It took us a few years to settle down in Singapore, for example. So every market, to properly invest and serve that market in a sustainable way, I think it takes years of investment. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter to us whether we are in a bull market or in a bear market. And we are, we recently had some good news, but that's not really because of what we do this year. It actually, it's a years of investment, and ultimately came to this point.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World this week. We'll be back again.
Shout out to them for that. All right, let's move on to the videos of the day. Mr. Lark Davis, a very dangerous time for crypto markets. Again, updating myself. Let's do it. yeah, Leo Lusting. It was pretty shocking. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, actually, real quick, somebody in the chat, Mr. Broski, said to look at this. Tether uses gold to back new synthetic dollar as gold is less volatile than Bitcoin. What in the hell is happening right now? That's crazy. I'm not gonna read this whole thing. If you guys want to look, please feel free. All right, go check out Lark Davis. Let's do it.
The most dangerous time
speed
in cryptocurrency markets, they could be coming soon, and the final rally before a descent into darkness may soon be upon us. The last chance to make big money before we enter some kind of disgusting, horrific bear market. But first, we hope for a Bitcoin blow off top cycle peak in either late 2024 or what I'm feeling increasingly Q1 of next year, maybe like March or something. Look, we have some different indicators that could help us break down why this could be the case. Some different things that are coming together to say, well, maybe that's actually an interesting area to be watching out for. So let's share those. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some things that could derail that process and make the markets go for longer, or as well, what the plan is going to be if that does play out. What are you going to do in that situation? First, let's start off talking about frickin' interest rates. I know interest rates lame, but the Fed's going to start cutting soon. Yay. And as long as there's no recession, then probably going to be bullish for the markets, at least in the short term. Here's an interesting thing too. Interest rates were last hiked in July of 2023. Usually we see a recession come 18 months after the last hike. That puts us late Q4 or sometime again in Q1 for the market top coming in, recession coming in after that, potentially. Then we have the freaking yield curve, man. The inverted yield curve. It's been inverted for a long time, 2 years now. And this has been a highly accurate indicator when it uninverts that recession is near. Usually around a maximum of 6 months post-inversion, we can expect total chaos in markets. And currently, at the time of recording the video, it's trying to uninvert. We had a little uninversion, then it came back down to normalization levels. Could invert again soon, so we shall see. But it's definitely moving in the direction that we're going to have an uninversion with some kind of confidence in the not so distant future. So 6 months from the time that happens, approximately, for a market cycle peak. Again, potentially sometime in Q1 next year. Then we have the Elliott waivers and the fifth wave theory. So the wave 5, it's the last wave, and it's the big wave, right? The exciting part about that is that could be what sends us up to 100 or even 150K. However, if that plays out, and that is the fifth wave of the 5-wave cycle for the Elliott waves, then when that happens, you need to get the heck out of markets, man, because it'll collapse real fast after that. The good news is that wave 5 has not yet played out. We are still consolidating down here. Once we break beyond 72K, that's when the real fireworks start. That's when the fifth wave starts playing out. When the fifth wave starts playing out, you want to watch for 2 key levels: 100K and 150K. Now, maybe we push as high as 215K for an absolute cycle peak top, and that could be something that happens in like 2 or 3 days of trading.
I'd be shocked if we get to 120. 120 is like if we go over 100, I think 120 is probably going to be it. That's just my opinion.
Go from 150K to 215K off of massive mania and very low supply float, followed by a big retracement. So market tops tend to happen very quickly, and retracements from the top tend to happen even quicker. So you have to keep that in mind. Anyway, wave 5, something to watch out for. Has not played out yet. If we see that break beyond 72K, know that that's probably the fifth wave playing out, and that we could see that being the final leg of this bull market cycle. Next, we have the dollar index. Currently, it is trading under the 200-week exponential moving average. Now, markets, if you look back for the past few cycles, tend to top within about 6 months or so of the first loss of the DXY on the weekly chart of the 200-week EMA. So that happened a week or two ago. If that has some kind of a rhyming with the future, then again, we're looking at like Q1 2025 for the cycle peak. So we'll see, of course, if that happens. Weaker dollar means, of course, higher prices for risk assets in the short term. Then we have the pi cycle top indicator. Now, in the 2020-2021 cycle, the pi cycle topped 11 months post Bitcoin halving. Not to say it's going to repeat this cycle, but it's very interesting because if it does top 11 months post Bitcoin halving, it's March. It's March again. It's March 2025. A lot of things converging there. And again, all this could mean nothing. We could see the recession come in October, markets absolutely tank, and pulling of hair, gnashing of teeth. It's all over, right? We're keeping in mind that nobody has a crystal ball. We're just talking about indicators, patterns, way things may or may not play out. By the way, before we get into price predictions.
No. Gonna be shilling his newsletter.
Okay, so back to the price of Bitcoin. So if we see Bitcoin going up, again, 3 key levels, 100,000, 150,000, and $215,000, the 1.618, 2.618, 3.618 Fibonacci lines. 150K becomes, I think, very real scenario. And if you account for the idea of diminishing returns between cycles, right? That 150K, just a little over about 120% return or something like that. Even 215K is a slightly diminished return compared to the 250% returns we had in the 2021 cycle. But 150K, that'd be very interesting because everyone's going to expect it's going to go 200K, or, you know, people, as soon as it goes to 150K, those people say, it's go to 500K, don't sell. Yeah, okay. But maybe diminished returns are going to be the thing here. And we get 100%, I mean, 100% return from the previous all-time high to the new all-time high is pretty damn insane. And again, that all lines up with key Fibonacci levels as well. So those become 3 price points that are very important to watch, especially as you see context around broader markets and greed and fear and all that stuff starting to play out. Some people are going to say 100K will be the peak of this cycle. Feels a bit premature to me, but depends on broader macro things. 150K, I could buy that. 215K, fingers crossed. And of course, once we get a Bitcoin peak coming in, all the altcoins will peak within 2 weeks of that happening. Basically a rerun of the 2021 cycle idea, but potentially with no second peak as the recession finally kicks off. And assuming the US elects Trump, then it will usher in a pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto policies that will absolutely shake the industry to its core and set us up massively for the next cycle. But Trump's also going to probably inherit a recession. He likely won't be able to do anything to stop it at that point. He'll be able to lift the economy and the markets out of that recession with massive money printing, all that stuff, which long-term benefits all of our risk assets, but short-term, there'll be a lot of pain. So everyone, if we see the price go to 100 or 150K or even 215K, right? Everyone is going to be max bullish. Everyone's going to be saying, bet more. Go remortgage your fucking house and buy some Bitcoin at $215,000.
Don't do that.
That's the kind of stupidity you'll see your timeline filled up with. Okay?
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that's kind of stupidity, because that is not what you should do. When it gets to like, if and when this happens and it gets to like peak euphoria, all right, you guys need to understand, like, listen, if you have life-changing money in your pocket or in your crypto wallet, please change your life. Don't just hold it. Please don't. You can always buy back in when it comes back down, because it will. It'll just take a little time.
Okay. And that max bullish, max greed.
And even if you sell and it still continues to go up, that is like, listen, it's still a win. It's still a win. And you can buy back in. You just got to wait.
Is going to hit right before the big collapse. It always does. It always does, okay? And you might be thinking, well, there's so much fear and stuff in the market right now. What's actually going to get us there? What's the narrative that's going to lead us there?
No, it's easier
soft
said
landing,
than
baby.
done, but...
That's what. Soft landing narrative. Look at the stocks right now. Soft landing narrative could lead to the euphoria phase of the market. Maybe unemployment looks a bit softer than everyone's expecting. Maybe it doesn't rise as fast, or even it cools off a little bit. Oh, it cools off a little bit. Baby. Talk to me. I want to hear about cooling unemployment rates. I know. Ooh, hot. Inflation. Cooled off already. We did it. Stupid. We did it, guys. Soft landing. Nailed. Okay. Perfect. Good times are here. Up only season is here. Until it's not and everything collapses. So watch for euphoria on the timeline. Okay. Silly shit will start happening. Pay attention when it does and look at it as a warning signal, a terrifying warning signal that, holy crap, I need to get out of the market soon. Because when the markets turn over, Bitcoin's going to go down 60, 80% from whatever peak price it gets to. Your altcoins are going to go down 90, 99%, 90 to 99%. If you get a really, really good altcoin, it might only go down 80%. Yeah, that's what happens in bear markets. Now, what would invalidate?
Like Cardano and all the other ones that I mentioned this morning, Litecoin.
All this happening that actually they do pull off the soft landing. The yield curve uninverting for the first time ever will not lead to a recession. There'll be some massive stimulus coming in, massive money printing. The unemployment drops hard. The U.S. economy just booms like crazy. U.S. consumers do super good. Everybody starts buying dog coins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, regardless of whenever it all plays out, there will be another bear market. And you need to be ready to sell when you see these price cut points hitting. Be ready to challenge your assumptions of the cycle. Be flexible in your mental model, okay? You may not see a perfect 4-year cycle where you just sell in November 18th, 2025 and walk away. A price pump beyond 72K in a weird way should terrify you. It should make you paranoid and scared, because we're getting to the end. And now is your chance to not fuck it up. Now is your chance to take money out of the market. Now is your chance to sell. Now is your chance to secure generational wealth. Don't get too greedy. Okay?
Exactly what I was just saying. Please change your life. Don't just hold on. Because yeah, it could go up more. But listen, if you made money, take it and run, or just wait.
Okay? A lot of people will just round trip everything. Personally,
I'm going to be honest. I round tripped the last one. For sure. Well, you know what? It's not that I was ever down, right? So I was up because I bought Bitcoin before I got into this whole YouTube thing, right? So before 4 years ago. But I rode it all the way up and then I wrote it right back down because I didn't want to sell it. I wanted to actually make sure I didn't get hit with like short-term capital gains, right? I guess it's what, 366 days and you're clear, right? So I don't know. I never cared to sell it. I didn't need the money, so I was like, whatever. But hindsight's 2020 is my first entire cycle. Now I see what happens. Now it makes way more sense. Like, why would I hold that the whole way? Just swap it into USDT and just keep dry powder on the side. My opinion.
If we get our final leg in the market, as I'm hoping and planning for, I'm going to be selling literally everything except Bitcoin, but all in cash. Why am I going to be doing that? Because here's the deal. When the next bear market comes, it becomes another generational buying opportunity, okay? But the only
That's actually where I'm at too. Sell everything except for Bitcoin. That's really where I'm at.
way you can have a generational buying opportunity and compound your wealth massively between cycles is if you sell your damn altcoins, man.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
You will suffer the dark fate that awaits you by being a bag holder of a coin that's now 99% sitting in a Discord with 3 other dudes being sad. Well, the guy who sold the top, he's out on the yacht with his wife and his kids living his best fucking life. It becomes imperative. You should be terrified of that reality to come to your way, okay? This is a dangerous period in the market because most people will let the greed overtake them.
Yep.
You can even think of it in a simple way, okay? If you really see, okay, 100K, key price area, take a third off the table. 150K, take a third off the table.
Facts.
If we get to 215K, great, sell all the rest. If we don't, take the other third off the table to 100K again. That's it. Using Bitcoin, of course, as our guiding star.
That's actually a decent way to do it. Even if it comes back down, you know, if it went to 100K, take some. What do you say, 150 and then back down to 100? Just take some if it doesn't go back up to 200, right? Or doesn't blow past 200 or 200. It's just, that's a really good way to look at it, actually, because you're still up, right? From right now, you're still up if you go that high.
For the market. I wanted the heck to get out of your damn altcoin bags, right? So that's my plan. Of course, watching for all those top signs. I've made multiple top sign videos. I'll make a new one. I've added a few different signs to that. A lot of stuff there. But anyway, you got to be ready to move from your crypto coins into cash. I'll also, by the way, sell a couple of my stocks. Most of my stocks are just like boring dividend stocks and stuff, so I'll keep those. But Coinbase, whenever I sell my altcoins, I'll be selling my Coinbase stock at the same time, regardless of the price of the time. I'm hoping it gets up to $1,000. I'm bullish on Coinbase. I think it's a great company, but I'm ready to cut it sooner, right? I'm not going to get stuck. It's got to go to $1,000 or I'm not going to sell a penny of it. No, screw that, man. If Coinbase goes up to $500 or $600 and Ethereum's at 10K and yada, 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 selling it all. See you later. So when the bear market comes, I'll have a much lighter portfolio than I currently do. Obviously, I'm hoping the bear market's not here currently. We're not all going to go down to zero in the next few days or weeks. It'll suck. I think we have one great rally. And when that happens, I'll be holding cash, Bitcoin, gold, and like boring dividend stocks into the bear market. If it doesn't happen, if we don't get the final leg in the market, well, you know, you win some, you lose some, man, because I got to be honest, I'm not super well prepared in terms of that, in terms of my cash position, particularly my crypto portfolio. I'm like, I'm doing fine, guys, don't worry. But I would not be able to take big advantage of massive fire sales in the market.
Facts.
In the way that I'll be able to, of course, if we get our final leg. And remember,
like right now, I'm in the same position. I was like, damn, like I want to come up with more cash to like invest more right now because everything's so far down. Like it's a good time to buy. Right now is a great time to buy, especially before the election. Like, damn, we're going into where the bull run's going to happen, and it's just around the corner. Right now is not time to run away.
Conversation we're having right now. You're thinking, well, okay, everyone's going to sell the top, Lark. It'll be easy. No, the vast majority of people will not sell the top. They won't. They simply won't because the greed's going to get the best of them. And that's when the majority of buyers actually come in as well. Most people will come in and buy the top, and the people who've been holding will not sell the top because they get too greedy. And so the amount of you who are actually going to sell when the time comes is probably going to be relatively small. But you have to do it. If you want to secure your generational wealth, if you want to secure your family's financial freedom, it becomes imperative. You need to be terrified that you're going to fuck it up and that you're not going to sell on time and get as much money as you can out of this market. Okay? Don't get overly greedy. True. Get enough out. Okay, you can keep moonbags and all that stuff, but make sure you get money out of the market. Okay. Anyway,
to be honest, I'll still sell some Bitcoin. I'll just keep like, you know, the certain amount that I want to keep. That's what I'll keep, but I'll sell the other bag. You know what I mean?
Sell, assuming that it's not all over already and we're going to zero. Once I sell on the next leg of the market, the plan: do absolutely nothing for a little while. Just be in gold, cash, Bitcoin, and dividend stocks and wait. Just wait. Literally do nothing. I don't know. I might do a few trades or something like that, you know, whatever. Put 100K in a trading account, just short or something occasionally if I'm feeling bored and like I need to do something. But generally, I'm probably.
Did you say put 100K in a trading account like it was like $1? What? Yeah, let me just throw 100K in a trading account. No worries.
going to allow down the risk and just not really do all that much because I don't need to. Because if it plays out, if I can get enough out high enough, then I just need to wait for the dysfunction in the markets to come. To be in cash for a while.
That's
which
such
is
a
fine.
good point.
And
though.
when that
You
happens,
just gotta wait.
get my shopping list out. I want more gold. I like gold. I want more gold. I want to buy some of my favorite stocks, Tesla, Coinbase. I want to get a position in NVIDIA, which could see a 75% retracement in the next bear market, whenever that comes, right? Maybe a couple
Facts.
others. Buy a lot more dividend stocks of all this boring stuff that I love. Infrastructure, railroads, all that crap, right? And in terms of crypto, watch for complete panic and dysfunction in the markets to rebuy Bitcoin, Ethereum, enter some new positions like Solana, Maker, Aave, etc. Maybe buy 7 or 8 coins, 5% maybe left in cash for taking advantage of new opportunities, new plays, new trades, whatever. Put some money in the bank and just play the next cycle, compound wealth, play the big game. But of course, none of that's possible if we don't get our next leg up. And of course, none of that is
Very
possible if we
true.
do get our next leg up and you don't sell. Thanks for watching.
Oh, this picture there is funny. All right. Anyways, we got to get into the recap segment of things. I'm sorry. I would love to play some more videos, but I just don't have time. This is some altcoin daily stuff. We can recap these tomorrow. I was just going to say Warren Buffett's top 5 crypto altcoins to buy now. I don't think Warren Buffett ever said he was going to buy any altcoins. So I'm guessing that is a BS title. I haven't watched the video though, so it is what it is. You guys go check it out. Links in the description. Altcoin Daily if you're interested. Anyways, shout out to Locke Davis. That video was actually really good. So here to recap things. If anybody's just joining, we got Bitcoin $55,330. Ethereum is at a 23.16. We have Solana $130 or so, right? 129.56 to be exact. We got XRP at 53 cents. Near Protocols at $3.87. Caspa at 15 cents. LTC at $60, 60 and a half actually. These coins right here, LTC, Near, Caspa, in my opinion, ETC, and ADA, 34 cents. Those are all great buys, in my opinion. Solana even might be a good buy too. Each his own. If you guys have $130 per coin, then yeah, it's definitely a good buy. Dogecoin is only at 10 cents. In my opinion, Dogecoin is going to rocket along with everything else when this bull run happens. I guess we'll have to see though. Toncoin is up today 8.85%, I guess, $5.16. Check out Crypto Bubble, see what the biggest earner today is now. It's Toncoin and 9% up. Interesting. 5.15 it says. Again, Phantom over here is at 44 cents. We have Aave over here at 135 bucks. BitTensor over here 7.7% up, $261. Again, Litecoin is down today, 2.5%. Interesting. All right, Flashbang Fear and Greed Index is at a 26, same as it was when we left last week. The needle didn't move when I refreshed this page, as you can see. Very, very interesting. But guys, that's gonna do it. I apologize. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get the kid to school. This new time is going to be interesting, so I'm going to be getting up early and trying to stream at this time pretty much every single morning. Sorry for the hiccups this morning. It's early and I'm tired. All right. So I got to get used to this new schedule, but as we do, things will get better. You guys are all fantastic. Have a great, happy, and safe Monday, and I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning on the Daily Grind. Peace out. Don't forget,
if she don't hawk to her, we don't talk to her.
Perfect.
Each